Hi, my name is Zach Rogers, and today I'm going to be explaining to you how social media is harming our teens. Okay, so my proposition is social media is having a negative effect on our teens in many ways, and here's a little background information. So, social media has become a huge part of everyday life for most American teens. Everywhere one goes, we see someone on a smartphone looking at social sites such as Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, etc., most of whom are teenagers. Social media is positive in a lot of ways, such as entertainment and increasing social activity, but although social media can be beneficial, when it comes to teenagers, the negatives outweighs the positives significantly. Teens spending their free time on these sites may simply look like they're just killing time and enjoying conversation, but in reality, they are becoming victims to multiple things, such as cyberbullying, creating private accounts behind their parents' backs, and just flat out wasting valuable time of their teenage years just sitting on their phone. So, argument one that I'm going to discuss with you is how teens are creating private accounts. So, in the United States, over 60% of teens have admitted to keeping online secret accounts, and only 13% of the parents of these kids said that they were aware of these accounts. Private accounts can lead to many teens feeling as if they have the freedom to post and say whatever they want, but with that comes the risk of their private information being leaked. In fact, almost half the teens who create these accounts actually fear that someone that they would not like to access them will end up seeing what they post. Along with private accounts, kids find other ways to keep things private from their parents on social media. Um, as my second point states, kids have admitted to putting secret meanings to messages, unfriending their parents, or even blocking their parents in order to keep information from them. Um, so Cyberbullying that occurs from private accounts denies most teens the ability to turn towards their parents for help because they don't want their parents to find out about these accounts. Because of this, only 20% of teens stated that they were likely to turn towards their parents for help in that situation. So, cyberbullying occurs from social media is quite possibly the biggest issue that teens face today with social media. So when teens hide behind a screen or they don't have a face-to-face conversation with someone, they are given the ability to communicate more indirectly, and that allows them to say all sorts of things that you would never want to say to someone's face. So, in an interview with an anonymous teen that attends Gunner High School, they stated that the experience they had with cyberbullying was the worst experience of their life, and they actually suffered through depression because of it, and it caused them to actually almost eat little to nothing for a couple weeks. And in recent years, there's also been a 70% increase in the reported number of teens that are depressed, so that number just keeps on rising. And there's also a trend that proves that for the more hours you spend on social media, the more likely you are to be unhappy, and as the numbers state. And then argument three for teens are addicted to social media is teens are addicted to social media. Social media has grown all the way up to the point that teens are now spending an average of 6 hours a day on social media sites such as Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. And when visiting the home of a family who has a teenage child, it is also not uncommon to see a lack of communication because of this. Teens just go straight to the room when they get home, and they don't even conversate with their parents anymore because of this increase in the use of social media. And although teens are considered to be tech savvy, they struggle to decipher what is or is not true on the internet. Teens, unless they are told exactly from, I guess you could say, a teacher, if they could use that site or not, they just suspect a lot of times that it is true and they go on with it. So, a couple of counter arguments. For argument one, some people say that private accounts in some scenarios are actually considered to give teens a cooler social life and boost their social status. And it is also believed that kids that struggle to make friends can find friendship with other online users via private account. Over 64% of teens actually say that they have at least made one friend online. And then for number two, some parents argue that cyberbullying from peers on social media will give their teens thick skin, which I completely disagree with. And then some parents also say that they will prepare them for criticism in the future. And then the last counter arguments is for teens that are addicted to social media is you cannot deny the usefulness of the internet to inform teens of good information, even though there is a lot of bad information floating around. So, in conclusion, the main thing is parents just need to take action. You need to get your kids off your phones, take them to social groups, get them involved with sports, but the less time they spend on their phones, the better they're going to be off with these negative effects that happen because of social media.